Well, he's going to be at the Roosters. He's going to be there. By all the mail, he's going to play 5'8", outside Sammy Walker.
It's his nickname, Fluffy. Hugo. So all the boys call him Fluffy. So
What, can I ask?
you're going to have to ask him.
No. You got to tell us. You got to tell us.
Is there an expression called the fluffer?
I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that.
That little horse, aren't they?
Yeah, and also another industry as well.
They landed on the moon. Why haven't they been back?
Because it didn't happen.
I don't think so.
I seen him with Buzz Aldrin. They put a Bible in front of him and said, swear on it, and he took off.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Freddy The Eighth. Great to have your company. We're, of course, proudly brought to you by Sportsbet. And, as always, gentlemen, good to see you on a Wednesday. Brad Fittler, Andrew Johns.
We haven't been cancelled yet?
We haven't been cancelled yet.
Far out.
I know.
We're not having a go.
We're going to have to up the ante.
You've got to be careful, mate.
Hello to Salvation over there in Samoa.
We've started early. Here we go. Get ready. All right, we've got a huge show coming up for you tonight. Of course, Billy Smith, he's joining us here on the couch. Indie Bostock as well. We've got so much to discuss. We're going to be going through our best players as well under the age of 21. Very exciting. And then, of course, previewing all the games coming up on 9. Before we get into it all, though, Freddie, what have you been up to this week? You've had a busy week.
Well, yesterday I headed up the mountains. Royce Simmons every year does a walk for dementia, and he's a couple of days off Mudgee. They've got a function the night before the Penrith-Canberra game, and I spent a day walking with Royce, which is I've done since he's been doing it. It's one of the better days of my year, so I'll just throw to the little entrance of this is Royce with my daughter Demi.
Welcome to our vlog. Royce, where are we right now?
I don't know. Yeah, we're doing it. We've got dementia. That's why we're here.
Don't lose your camera, he's too good.
How's he going?
He's unreal. He's aware of what's going on, and he's taken some brutal news at different times. He's trying to try different things, different drugs, but I think he's fully aware that it doesn't get better. So he's getting everything in order, and he says that what he can do now can only help other people, and that's the sort of person he is. So you spend a day with someone like that, and I get to take my daughter as well. And then there's Cole Bentley was there, Brad Waugh, Johnny Cross. So he was there, and some other staff that are helping out. So it's a good 24 hours.
And it's such an incredible, it just gives you such a different perspective about life and how lucky we all are to have our health as we do at the moment. But also he's doing such a fantastic job. The amount that walk has raised for research that can go in to help so many families who are affected by this.
And it's hard. Like, raising money's hard these days. Asking people for money is really hard. So if you can help, check out the Royce Simmons Foundation. They're his hats. They're pretty cool hats. Great job. And donate. It's a bludger of a disease. It's awful. So, but he's walking up to Mudgee every year. Like, the walking's hard. It kills you. I did 30 Ks. It kills you. So he's doing about 400 or so, 500.
The last year, I know you struggled with a bit of chafe.
Yes.
How was this year?
This year was all right. Toes. I hurt my toes. But we had a beautiful day. So it was pouring rain here, and we were out at a place called Royston out that way. It was beautiful. The views were fantastic. So the timing was excellent, and good company, and obviously a great cause.
A great cause. It is such great work that they do. So good on him and everyone else who goes along and supports it. All right, let's dive into our first bit of fun today.
Let's go.
This is a segment last year. So I wasn't part of this show last year. So yesterday's heroes, I've just been introduced to it. Do you remember?
Yep.
What we used to
I love
do?
yesterday's hero. The old tries.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we've got one for you. Should we have a look?
John's is good at this. He's had his fish oil too today.
All right, here we go.
Andrew.
Sherwin again. Really calling the tune out there.
Mason.
Mason.
Now, Nigel used to play on the right.
Perry. The ball has gone on to and he puts it over in that.
It was a left-hand carry.
14's a toughie.
So he was
14 wing.
left hand, bring the ball in his left hand.
Stevie Turner, he'd be too young.
I'll say Todd Polglace.
No.
He's from Curry.
Yeah, right.
Next door.
Should we play it? Let's have a look.
Left hand.
Mason. Round the corner. Feeney. Perry. The ball
Oh, it's Ren.
Rennie.
You're kidding.
He puts it over in that left-hand corner.
Didn't know Rennie ran with the ball in his left hand. He's doing some good things with Braith on a podcast, I think. Great fella, Rennie.
Still looks good, Rennie. Still looks fit, ready to go.
Well, he lives in the eastern suburbs.
Got to keep up with the
single?
Joneses.
Well, is he single, Rennie? And I think Braith's single. No wonder
Watch
they're
out.
looking good.
Maruba and
He's-
Coogee.
Oh, yes. Braith's glowing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a Greek Adonis.
What do you reckon his secret is?
Botox.
Facelifts.
Don't you
He's on the
talk.
grouse.
Don't you talk.
Joey's convinced that Freddie gets work.
Come in sometimes, your fro's like a trampoline.
Can you frown?
Well, no, it was just... Does it hurt
There's
going
wrinkles.
in, the Botox?
I've never had
It's like kissing a bloke with a moustache.
All right, let's dive into some rugby league news. There has been plenty doing the last week or so, but one of the topics that probably continues to get brought up is, of course, DCE, Daly Cherry-Evans, and his future. So there is, obviously he made that announcement that he is leaving the Seagulls at season's end. Nothing has been announced yet, whether he's going to the Roosters or not. Where do you see this heading?
Well, he's going to be at the Roosters. He's going to be there. By all the mail, he's going to play 5'8", outside Sammy Walker. So what that means is, I think Sandon Smith, it's mail is he's signing with Newcastle.
Yep.
And then what happens to Hugo Savala, whether he goes on loan for a year or he goes to England.
You've got to carry plays. So there's no way.
Well, the other one's Toby Rodwell, the young halfback. He's thereabouts next year. He's ready to
But
go.
he's also 20, and Toby's on the smaller size of things. So they'll just say, and the hard thing with Hugo is he's very tall compared to other halves, so you couldn't really play him in a dummy half or dummy half. That's the position, because normally you'll try to carry two hookers if you can, if one of them can be versatile, and that's why Connor Watson's so valuable. Yeah, it's an interesting what you do with Hugo, but whether you're just starting and see how the season folds out. And
So how do you rank their current halves combination, Sam Walker and Hugo Savala?
Well, they're the yin and the yang. They suit each other. It's a combination. You got Sam, who's impulsive and just plays what he sees, and sometimes can be erratic on the field. But then you got Hugo, the steady hand, strong defensively. On the weekend, he gave it a kick out a couple of times. They're a great combination together.
well, I think Cherry's very controlled in his manner, but I think he defends erratically, and that's much like the thing that they won't like. You see, defence at the moment with Manly over on their right hand side, they're leaking so many points.
Must be disappointed for Hugo. He's a local junior. Along with him, Victor, Hugo, Billy Smith, they're local juniors. And these days, look, young blokes aren't patient, and player managers aren't patient. They agitate behind the scenes.
Be hard to leave the eastern suburbs. Not many of them leave. Not many of the locals leave.
Well, how many more years do you think DCE has in his footy career? One more year.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then you
Well, then he
would
goes,
expect him
well,
to call it.
does he go into coaching or does he go into media? That's the thing with the Roosters, they're bored. People on their board are so influential in Sydney. I'd say that'd be part of the carrot.
So when did you guys know when the right time was to call it for your careers?
Well, my body had maxed out. Early in the year 2007, I ended up hurting my neck again. But all off-season, I was having dramas with my hamstrings and my back and just, I've never had hamstring problems. I couldn't run that fast and my legs are like that big.
Your little hamstrings
little
are that big.
hamstrings.
That'd be so cute.
But
Size of your calf.
Just pat
my
your
body
hamstring.
had maxed out. My body had maxed out. I remember someone saying they were in the dressing room before the game and they were watching a ball boy eating hot chips, and that was a trigger.
And that was their moment that they realised. What about you, Freddie?
I had a sore hamstring as well my last year, and it was in the pre-season. I just couldn't keep up. We had this thing, always touch lines, always go around cones, and I struggled to get to it. I struggled to get to the times. And I sort of made my mind up in the pre-season. And I remember Ryan Girdler and I, we both retired in the same year, we're good mates. So that was something that I did with him. We used to ring each other each week after a game and just
Tend to go.
prep each other up, and just every week. And both of us had really good last season. So I knew I couldn't get to the lines and make the times like I used to be able to.
So with DCE leaving Manly, where does this leave the club? How you look at them for next year, and it feels like there could potentially be definitely a different looking side. But you look at some of the other players, and they're going to have to make up their minds on their future and whether they stay with the club, whether they re-sign with them.
Well, Jake and Tom, they're the obvious ones. I think Jake's got a year to go. And we all know Jake's coming to the end, and Turbo's had a lot of injuries. Well, Freddie, you'd know more. Joey Walsh, the young halves, a lot of talk about Joey.
So they've got Jamal Fogarty coming.
Yeah.
So, and then they've also got Luke Brooks, he's also in his 30s coming towards the end. They've got mostly the two of the better young halves coming through, Joey Walsh and a young fella named Anthony Large. He's still at school, he's at Scott's. I haven't seen him play that much league. I've seen him play a lot of union, but he's a real athlete. Super quick, very skillful. So I look forward to watching him play. But Joey Walsh, he's not that big either at the moment, but he's tough, got a great kicking game. So I think they're in safe hands if you can bring them through nicely. You still got Luke Brooks. You still Fogarty's there to come, who's a really nice, controlled, halfback. So I feel like they're in a pretty good spot. I think that from that point of view, I think they definitely need to sign Tom and Jake for whatever reason. You just need to keep them at the club.
Because you can imagine, Jake, we all know how much he loves it. He would never retire unless someone forced him into retirement.
Well, he captained New South Wales, played 20-odd minutes, and they never played him again. He was the happiest bloke after the game.
Yeah.
Like, he's not that side of person. If he hasn't got at least 20 minutes into him, 20 minutes in his game, seriously.
And Jake, to be fair, Nick, he wouldn't...
He'd leave before.
He wouldn't want to be on the money he's on now. I reckon Jake is off the end of next year. I think one more year for Jake.
What about the fact that this year, obviously they have been in the headlines so much, and it probably did stem from, DCE coming out and making that call and letting everyone know that, this was going to be his last year. Do you see that as something that has disrupted the team on the field?
Yeah, for
Totally.
sure. For sure. Along with the injuries. They've had a lot of injuries to middle forwards.
Front rowers.
But
Lost a lot of front rowers.
A lot of other clubs had injuries, but definitely it destabilised the club for sure. Absolutely for sure.
I'm surprised they haven't given Joey a go. Like, I can understand Cherry's point of view, and it's a huge moment playing 350 games this week for the club. But I'd definitely be having Joey Walsh, bringing him on either off the bench, looking into the future. I know there's still a chance of making the finals without a doubt. So, but you need to be looking to the future.
Parramatta.
Like a Jason Rolls, I was going to say,
Rolls, yeah.
like a sort of perspective as to what's going to happen in the future years.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, I feel like there is still plenty more to play out. Certainly watch this space with the Seagulls and Daly Cherry-Evans for sure. But stick around because we're only just getting warmed up here on Freddy The Eighth. Coming up next, Billy Smith joins us here on the couch, and then later on, Indie Bostock, our NRLW superstar, is in the house as well, and we're going to be previewing so much footy to come. Stick around. We'll be back after this.
Sydney Roosters have won.
Mate, that is the greatest thing you can ever do. Oh, I love everyone for making me feel this good.
There's the hoot up. Newcastle have won it.
I realise now that for people, it's more than just a game in Newcastle. We've got such a responsibility, and this was all about truth.
I couldn't have dreamt of anything as big as this. I'm over the moon.
It's such a special time, mate. Such great blokes to do it with. Just a dream come true, mate. It's unbelievable.
Newcastle are the premiers.
What pure emotion, and someone who's certainly hoping that the Roosters will be there once again this year is Billy Smith, who joins us on the couch. Good to see you, Billy.
Thanks for having us.
Now, the Roosters sitting in 8th at the moment on the ladder. We heard Gus Gould earlier in the week. He was saying he thinks that the top 8 is locked and loaded, so he thinks you guys will be playing finals footy. How's the year been for you? What's been one of the highlights?
Yeah, it's been exciting. I suppose it's been the first year in quite a long time where I've managed to string some games together and play injury-free. I love the group we have at the minute, to be honest with you, and I think we're just starting to hit our straps at the right time, and hopefully can make a deep finals run.
As a coach, Ben, there was a period during the year, obviously you lost a lot of experience. Joey reckons it's the best Robbo's coached. What's he been like through that period of coming where he's weren't winning a lot, all of a sudden you hit a bit of form? How's he been? Yeah,
he's been really good. He's been really good at staying just at that happy medium. He was never too high, never too low. I suppose from the outside in, this was meant to be a bit of a rebuilding year for us, and we never really saw it as that, to be honest with you, Fred. We kind of have always just treated it like any other year, and we've gone after our craft, and I feel like the belief is right there in the group. and we really feed off that, and we're a pretty tight-knit group, and Robbo's done a great job at coaching these young guys up quick. They're starting to really come on.
Last trial of the year, start of the year, Newcastle put 50 on you, and then the Broncos round 1 put 50 on you. How was morale after those 2 floggings?
Yeah, it's never ideal getting big scores put up against you.
Who was bagging the coach?
Probably you.
No, I've been supportive.
I think that's where our leaders have been really good. Our leaders have been huge.
Who are the leaders?
This year. Oh, Ted, Rads, Lindsay. They're 3 of our captains, and they've been awesome. Again, similar to Robbo, just never too high, never too low. Always given the younger guys belief that they can play their footy, and as I said, I feel like it's starting to show.
When it comes to footy, I think it's fair to say you're probably one of the definitions of resilience when it comes to injury. We've got a list of some of the injuries that you've had to overcome in your career so far. It's quite wild. Can you talk us through some of these?
Where do I start? There you go. A few ACLs, obviously a shoulder, Liz Frank, another ACL and fractured jaw. And then I subluxed my hip at the back end of last year. So, it's been a bit of a crazy journey. It's taught me a fair bit about myself and, I suppose how to overcome challenges that life throw at you.
I guarantee there's no injury of a broken heart in there, Billy.
Yeah.
You or your brother.
The only broken heart's Joey's. He always talks about your brother. That's a bit weird.
Oh, mate, it's all I hear from him. Anywhere around Bronny I see him, he's asking how Charlie is, not about me. So.
And this is your older brother, isn't it?
Yeah. My older brother Charlie. He's a bit of a local down at Bronny with Joe, and
How would you describe your older brother, Charlie?
He's a bit of a beachhead. He's a personal trainer. I know how he'd call him.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Got nothing going for him.
Yeah. He would hate it, I reckon.
Avenue training, we go down there and train quite a bit.
Yeah.
The gym's good, isn't it? It's going well.
Yeah, it's going really well. He hand on heart was a much better footy player than I was growing up. And like me, injuries semi-riddled his career, and unfortunately, after six shoulder surgeries, he had to give it up. And he always loved fitness, surfing, just being active, and he's put that into his training now. And he's opened up his own gym just about a 2-minute drive from home, and he absolutely loves it. So it's awesome to see.
Other part of training, obviously eating as well. We're talking earlier about diet. What sort of detail do you put around your food?
Oh yeah, I made a decision a couple of years ago just to be pretty meticulous about the stuff I ate. I understand the injuries that I've gone through. It does take a toll on your body, and although you recover from those injuries, they do linger, and there is damage in there that I need to respect, and just trying to avoid inflammation, and just leaving no stone unturned in terms of getting my body right for week in, week out footy.
So is that like no sugar, no...
Yeah, just I was saying earlier, just try to avoid the inflammatory stuff. So bread,
gluten.
Yeah, piss.
Drink.
80-20.
Yeah, 80-20, definitely.
How do you go without drink? Like, how do you go without, having a stimulant? Like, I don't drink that much, but chocolate I'm loving. Yeah. At the moment, what do you do? What's your go-to when you need it?
I'm not like, I'll treat myself after a game or something like that, but I just make sure that I'll give myself a 24-hour window, then after that I'm back to it.
And you've committed to the Poms.
I think I might. Yeah.
Play for England then.
Yeah,
well, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's something, although it's just come about the last couple of weeks, I've always had a close tie to my English heritage. Mum and Dad both born there. Have family over there, and as I said, although it's kind of just come about recently, I've always thought about it, had it in the back of my mind, and I understand. I know the team over there they're building is a really strong one. It'd be an honour to be able to get picked to play in the Ashes series.
It's a huge topic at the moment. What's the process like with eligibility? If you want to go and play for England, how do you go about it? What do you do?
It's semi-new to me too, to be honest with you, Freddie. It's I had a chat to the coach about a couple of weeks ago, and that's as far as it's gotten, to be honest with you. So I'm really focused on my footy at the Roosters, and that's all I want my focus to be at the minute. Try to make a deep finals run, hopefully win the premiership. And then I'm sure, as I said, I spoke to the coach and let him know of my intentions, and hopefully that stuff will sort itself out at the end of the year.
The other side of that, if you play for England, at the moment with the way the rules are, you don't get to play State of Origin. So is that a big decision, or how big it is?
Yeah, it's a massive decision. I grew up obviously in Australia, and I grew up bleeding blue, and I'd love to see the rules change. If they don't, then that's something that I have to live with.
What's Sammy Walker like around the group? We can see how freakish he is on the field, but what's he like away from footy around the boys?
How you see him on the field is how he is as a person.
Yeah.
He's
erratic.
Erratic.
I was going to say chaotic.
Chaotic, erratic. That's the best way to describe him. But to be honest with you, this year I've seen a growth in Sammy. Just his maturity as a person, and I think it's starting to show as a player too. He'll always have that attacking flair and looseness about the way he goes about his life and his play and his footy, but he's starting to really mature and I think find his best footy.
Well, if he's loose and he plays like that, why are we all trying to find calm? Why is everyone trying to find balance?
Well, his calm is Hugo.
Yeah, well, that's it.
The yin and the yang at the moment.
Yin and yang at the moment. I got asked that yesterday, and they complement each other so well because obviously Sammy's got that attacking flair, great short kicking game, and then Fluffy, has a real long kick and can put us into some great positions and is really strong defensively.
Did you just say he's a fluffer?
Fluffy? What's Fluffy?
Oh, it's his nickname, Fluffy. Hugo. So all the boys call him Fluffy. So
can I ask?
you're gonna have to ask him.
No. You got to tell us.
Is your expression called a fluffer?
I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at that.
That little horse, aren't they?
Yeah, and also another industry as well.
He'll be filthy if he mentioned that.
Okay, all right. We know who we're getting on the show next week. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us here. We've certainly loved seeing you in action this season, and good luck with those finals coming up too.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll stick around. Plenty more coming up here on Freddy The Eighth, because up next we have NRLW star Indie Bostock. She's in the house and she'll be joining us here in just a moment.
Did you get called by Maddie and Andrew?
Eh?
Did they call you?
Yeah, they used to drive home in the cab drunk, and they'd bet with their mates how many rings it would take for me to answer. Because they knew I'd be awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yep. I don't know how many times they used to ring me drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then they'd go home, and then they'd ring again, and Matthew would be on the phone talking footy, and Andrew would be kicking the ball into the wall around the lounge room. You could hear things breaking in the background because he's practising his goal kicking in the lounge room at 3 o'clock in the morning, full of the liquid amber.
Yeah.
Oh, what a household that would be. Indie Bostock joins us on the couch now, but before we talk to you, Indy, Joey, what would you do?
We used to play Gus Bingo. We'd get in the cab and we'd just throw 50 in and we'd go under or over. 2 rings. So it'd be 3:30, 4 in the morning. Go, righto, under or over 2. So, no. So I bet you it's under 2 rings. Ring, loudspeaker. Hello, mate. How are you? Wouldn't matter what time.
And what would you chat about?
Oh, just shit. Could you imagine? All sorts. Peace in the Middle East. No.
We'll get Indy's number.
I'm sure you put your phone on Do Not Disturb at night.
Yes, always.
Well, welcome to Freddy The Eighth. Before we get stuck into it, you've come in with an injury. This was over the weekend. How many stitches have we had to have?
5 or 6. Thanks for having me on here while I got it fresh. Looks good.
It does. So what happened?
Just a swinging arm to my head, kicked for touch, tapped, ran, and got a flying arm to the face.
Oh.
It's good.
I watch your team. Your team, compared to some other teams, look very delicate. Are you ever fearful out there? Are you in defence? Are you love what you're doing out there? You feel very comfortable?
Size does not matter. Yeah, I think our team just has a lot of courage, and one of our words is being relentless and fearless. So I think we just... I don't think any of us are scared. We're all pretty...
What about when you play? Like, I look at the competition at the moment, and the Roosters and the Broncos are standouts. They look stronger than everyone else. What's it like playing them at the moment?
Tough. I was out with an injury for the Broncos, but the Roosters game, it was just tough and physical. It definitely showed on the field just the experience that they have over us, but you learn so much from it as well. Like, I'm still sore from Izzy Kelly running at me.
We've got Tegan Berry there. Tell us about playing with Tegan.
She's just so elusive and fast. I mean, running off her, and she can create anything out of nothing, and you need a player like that. But yeah, she's just elusive, fast, and she's got good chat at the back. So I love playing next to her because she can. There's always opportunities around her.
So you played with a lot of girls, actually. You came through playing with not only tackle footy, but touch footy and tag, the Shell Harbour Stingrays.
Yep.
Now, who are all the girls in your team at the moment that come through our pathway with you?
Casey Ray, Bronte Wilson, Charlotte Basham, Ella Costa, Maria Paseka, Talia O'Brien, and then...
They're all playing?
Yeah, well, yeah, T debuted the other weekend for her first game, but yeah, we're all playing together.
So where did your love of rugby league come, and sort of what was your journey to get to NRLW?
I started off playing touch and Oz tag and league tag growing up. Touch was my favourite sport. I loved how quick and fast it was, and that's kind of how I met all the girls, and we just created a bond and kind of stuck together through the systems. Like a couple of girls were from Wollongong and we still played Oz tag and stuff together. And then, yeah, Eve McGrath's dad just kind of got our footy team together and we turned 13 and we went undefeated for about 4 years. It's crazy.
What's it like taking that step to tackle and to run and get tackled?
It was very different. Obviously, I was a smaller body and I was very, very light. So I got a couple of hard beatings and it took a couple of years for me to just be able to cop it on the chin and get used to it. But yeah, it's so much fun. The adrenaline you get from it, I love it.
There's probably mums and dads out there and their daughters want to play NRLW or rugby league. What message would you give to mums and dads out there?
Let them play. It's not as scary as you think. The thing on my face, just ignore that. But it's so much fun and they create so many good friendships and it's a family that your daughter will be respected in and yeah, it's called home pretty much.
But you think to start with, the touch footy, Oz-tag side of things when they're 5, 6, 7?
100% touch, I reckon, grew my game massively. You learn so much skill from it. And Oz-tag, you know, that can give or take. But yeah, touch I definitely think you can start off with. It's a great learning pathway.
The one thing about touch and tag is they use a smaller ball.
Yeah, they do.
Now, would you think that would be an advantage playing in NRLW?
There's always chat about this. I'm not sure because I'm used to the big ball now and I actually struggled with the touch and Oz-tag ball because it was so skinny and longer as well. So I don't know. I reckon if they were going to use a smaller ball, they would have had to done it a couple of years ago because girls now are just so used to the big ball. But yeah, I don't know. It's 50-50.
The one thing that I notice is offloading.
Yes.
You get a lot of floating men because they can hold the ball better. Your back rower.
Yes.
She's a great offloader. Shanae Lendl.
Yeah.
She's brilliant. I think you scored a try off her on the weekend.
Is that the flick?
Yep, little flick.
Gidley flick.
Yeah, does she practice that? Do you see her practicing that?
I reckon she would be practicing it. She's kind of popped that out of nowhere. She's never really done that before, but I reckon she'd be at home practicing that. But yeah, it just kind of depends with the ball as well with the offloading because Casey Ray's got monstrous hands, so she would do it easily, but a couple of other girls, their hands are tiny.
Now I was talking to your brother. Your brother, he's injured at the moment. Jack Bostock plays for the Dolphins. And he said the hardest part of your day, he reckons, is when you wake up at home and see his Rookie of the Year trophy. Is that true?
No, that is not true. It feels anger inside me. I'm going to get it this year. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get one over him. His can leave and I can put mine in his space.
Casey Ray, the niece of Brett Stewart and Glenn Stewart?
Yeah.
Do they mentor her at all?
Yeah, 100%. Casey is my age and she has so much more knowledge than me and anyone else our age, and it comes primarily from her dad and her uncles. She has so much stuff from them. I know that.
One thing she does really well is kick.
Yes.
She's a great kicker.
Yeah.
And that's like that next step in the NRLW. Do you see her practice much?
100%. She does all the 1%ers, everything you can think of. She's always the one practicing it.
Is she better than a boyfriend? She's still got the boyfriend, Toby.
100%,
I don't want to bring that up.
100%.
Yeah, she's
They're still
better.
together. So much better. So much better.
Toby used to play my son, so he's a good player. He'll be there.
He's a good player. Isn't he?
He's a very good player, so won't be too long.
What about life off the field? I know you're a bit of a social media star. You're very keen on the TikToks. How did you get into that?
I just kind of grew up in it. I think in our generation, I had a phone when I was 11, 12. So yeah, you just kind of grow up in it, and I just love it. I just froth it. Oh, that's Lenny, my dog.
Could you teach the boys any TikTok?
Joey loves dancing to TikTok.
I could teach him a couple. I don't know if they can move very well, but we'll give it a crack.
Are you TikTok?
Sure.
Yeah.
You should have seen me back in the day.
Back in the day, it's about 30 years ago.
Glow sticks, podium, DCMs.
I'm glad phones weren't around when you were there.
I'm so glad too. I'm so glad.
All right, well, stick around because we're going to dive into our sports bet having a crack moments from across the weekend, and we've got some absolute crackers this week. Take a look at our first one for the week. This is in the NRLW. You know a fair bit about these celebrations. Our first players to reach 50 NRLW games. What an achievement it was over the weekend for them.
Crazy, and they're three of the best players in the game, so it just shows how big the game has gotten over the past couple of years.
Also shows experience. Like you talked about Isabel Kelly. Like she just keeps getting better and better, doesn't she? I
know, the older she gets, the more she just gets hungrier and hungrier, and she's in her prime right now, and yeah, hopefully she sticks around with that for a little bit longer.
3 players, 1 from the Broncos, 2 from the Chooks. They're the standout teams. Who wins between them this year? If they get to the grand final, who wins between Brisbane and the Roosters?
I love an underdog, and Roosters won it last year, so I'm back in the Broncos, and I got a couple of girls in that team that I look up to as well. So
who are they?
Mel Funga, she's a beast. Shalom played Aussie Schoolgirls with Shalom and Julie Robinson. She's a beast too.
She's a beast.
Yeah.
All right, also our other sports bet having a crack moments from across the weekend. What about this one? This is the ultimate try saver in the Rabbitohs game up against, look at that.
Now they're cousins.
Ty Munro and Josh Adokar.
They came together earlier, and there was they had a moment.
And then another epic try saver. Ronaldo Mulatalo pulling this one off and straight in.
You know what's smart there too? He put his arm around him. Otherwise, we're in a shoulder charge. Smart player, Ronaldo.
Yep. All right, well, let's check in with Joel Kane from Sportsbet.
Witnessing history feels like not if, but when. When's the great man AJ going to take over the great record of Ken Irvine? He needs 3 to level, 4 to go past him. So, NRL Weekly Hub, can he do it in 2025? Take your pick. Could he do it against the Roosters? Oh, please.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
The kids, they are certainly all right. Don't we have some great young superstars?
Oh, yeah, one of the best years for young talent.
Absolutely.
It's young talent time, that's for sure. Under 21, you look at some of the... you look at some of the years that they're born, and you actually sort of... It takes a minute to realise that they are actually able to be playing rugby league. So we've narrowed the list down. We've got who you guys have voted for, the 8 best NRL young guns. And then we're going to get you guys to narrow it down to 5 and rank them to see who number 1 is.
I think sometimes it's hard at this age. Like, you've got someone like Lockie Galvin and Cattell, for that matter, playing in half position, strange as well. Like, compared to, so I came through in the centres. Like, I had Greg Alexander as a halfback. Like, I didn't have to do anything. I just sort of ran into holes, and it's a tough position to be young at. The other one is front row. There's not many front rowers who are very young. So it's very hard to...
Well, this bloke's number 1.
Easy Katoa.
Oh,
yeah.
By the length of the straight. At the moment, where he gets to in the game, who knows, as a halfback, he might go past everyone.
He's come through with a bit of a different craft, and it's working. Like, he's, you know, the rules are suiting him, the way we treat halfbacks and kickers and all that, but he's brave, he goes deep into the line all the time, and he's just got this balance that no one else has got.
What about Casey McLean?
I got him
He has
5th.
been so strong.
He's special.
Yeah.
But in a year where we've got some absolute talent, I've got him at the moment number 5. But you know what else? As the years gone on, he's got better and better and better.
We were speaking about Jesse's brother. They played in that game together in the New South Wales 19s, and Jesse lasted 2 minutes.
Hit his knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was Casey out of that game, and then all of a sudden he got the start, and he hasn't given up.
What number have you got him?
Oh, I reckon he's 3 or 4.
This bloke here, I've got number 2.
Yeah,
Halasima, that moment that they won it.
The Knights.
Oh.
Terrifying.
He did again on the weekend.
Look how powerful he is. But look at the balance. Watch his step. Doink. Amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing. He's, wow. I hope he stays injury-free.
And you also can't go past Ethan Strange.
I've got him number 3.
Well, Strange is a couple of years older than Hallasuma. Hallasuma 19. So Strange, he'd be coming on to 21. He played in that 19th game a couple of years ago. He's so strong.
Number 3. He's doesn't complicate his game. I've got to say, Ricky Stewart, the way he's coached this young bloke, hasn't complicated it. Powerful footwork.
But once again, mostly being helped by a really calm halfback who does a lot of the controlling of the game.
And then Lockie Galvin.
I haven't got him in the top 5.
Yeah, Lockie's one of those players who's playing a pretty big role in a club. And he did it at the Tigers, and the thing I love about Lockie, he chases the ball. He's really competitive, constantly chasing the game. He's involved. If he hasn't got the ball, he's chasing. He's like a dog.
You know what else? Mentally tough.
That's what I was going to say.
He's been under all sorts of media pressure, but he turns up and gets his job done. But at the moment, I'm sure he'll go to the top. But at the moment on form, I haven't got him in the top 5.
Yeah, because he's probably had the most to deal with off the field out of all the...
Started carrying injury too. Took an injury into the game. He's broken his hand.
So let's read through your list. Who have you got number 1?
I got Katoa number 1. I got Leka Hallasima 2.
Yep.
Ethan Strange 3. I got Robert Toya at 4.
So Robert Toya, he handled Origin so well.
Defensively too.
Defensively, and Billy showed some really good examples on the footy show on the weekend, which I hadn't noticed. So, but attack-wise, apart from the first game of the year, I haven't seen him do really very little in attack.
And so that was your top 5?
And number 5, Casey McLean.
Casey McLean. Who were your top 5, Freddie?
I brought in Galvin for Toya.
Okay. How long do you think it is until, obviously we know Toya played State of Origin, but for a lot of these young guys to be playing either for their respective countries or...
Well, they'll all play for their country. Like you look at
Katoa, Tonga.
Katoa will play, Hallasima will play.
I reckon Katoa will be captain.
But what about
Casey McLean's already played for New Zealand.
Yep.
What about for State of Origin? Like Izzy Katoa, for example,
well, he's
how
ready
far
to go now,
do you think next year that you...
Nah, well, he could, without a doubt. But you got Nathan, you got Moses.
Mitch Moses.
They're the number 2.
But Moses played 5'8", remember?
5'8",
so
I've got to say, he's probably number 3 in line. He'd probably gone past Jerome at this stage. But you don't want to burn him also. But he's ready to go.
Be interesting, Ethan Strange, if he could show ability to play in another position. Because most of the time, when you make rep teams, you come through because someone's injured or you have the ability to play in a couple of positions. So be interesting if he could. I'm assuming he'd be able to. He looks like a footy.
On the current rules, Casey McLean couldn't play for New South Wales.
No,
he's played for New Zealand.
Yep.
Do you reckon they're going to have a look at this in the off-season?
Well,
surely the time has come now.
Well, the World Cup's next year, so they'll either do it now in this off-season or wait till after the World Cup and do it. But they have to. It's like basically you're saying that New Zealand's not as good as New Zealand's better than Samoa, or you're sort of rating them two countries against each other.
Which is well, you look at the Samoan side.
They're in the last World Cup final.
Stacked.
Yeah.
And then Tonga as well.
Tonga.
So
the difference between Samoa and Tonga now is they have halves. It's only 2 years ago. Katoni Staggs played halfback for Tonga. Now they've got Katoa. They need a 5'8" because Loa here played 5'8". He's coming to the end.
Yeah.
Where on the other side, with Samoa, you got Jerome and Blaise Talangi. So now the Pacific nations have got genuine halves.
Well, here's the other one, Blaise Talangi. We left him out of the list. He's young. He's very young.
Yeah, because you also feel like Blaise has been around. We've obviously seen him for a few years, so that doesn't sort of sit right at the forefront of your mind. But it is interesting seeing all these young, players coming through.
It's a great crop.
But you look at, big games, representative games, so playing for, Australia, Samoa, Tonga, whatever it be, but State of Origin, like you get that sense that there's this new sort of crop coming through. And I think it's going to be hard for coaches to ignore, say someone like Izzy Katoa, who's...
Well, Laurie brought in Izzy Katoa this year.
To Camp 3, wasn't it? Yeah.
And understand when he was at training, doing the opposed, he was putting a clinic on. All the players were looking at each other going, what? This bloke?
And you know what? And that's going to be a tough call as well, say maybe if not next year, but the year after. Well,
what's Nathan, 28 now?
28.
So Nathan will be up around...
Mitchell's over 30.
Nathan, 3, 4, 5 years. And Katoa at that stage will be 25. Perfect timing. Where he gets to in the game, Katoa, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We've just got to keep him in the game.
Clear the calendar this weekend because we've got footy coming your way. Thursday night, Rabbitohs up against the Dragons at Accor Stadium. Friday night sees the Storm and the Bulldogs go head-to-head. Won't that be an almighty showdown at Amy Park in Melbourne? Then Saturday night, we're at Combine Stadium. The Eels taking on the Roosters. And Sunday afternoon footy. What better place to be than Leichhardt Oval? Sunday afternoon, the Tigers up against the Cowboys. All right, so let's talk about Thursday. Who do we think is going to win this one, the Bunnies or the Dragons?
I've tipped the Dragons. They've got a few players out with those head knocks, which will affect them.
Hamish Stewart, Jack de Belin, Hame Saleh.
I still think the Dragons can win.
I like the Rabbitohs. I like what they did last week. I love Cody coming off the bench. He was brilliant. Brennan Smith, Marmazellis. I like their bench.
Keon Collins.
And Keon. They get Keon back. So I feel like South. I'll pick them.
Do you know what would be good to see as well? Alex Johnston get 2 or 3 tries, so it takes the pressure off. Because then they've got the bye and then the Chooks. So yeah, hopefully he can do it this season. Friday night footy, Storm and Bulldogs at Amy Park. This is going to be an almighty one.
Storm. I reckon they'll put a clinic on.
You reckon?
Yep. There's no Nelson on the bench.
Nelson extended, Pappenhausen extended, Tupanua extended on the Dogs, and also Marcelo Montoya. So if they all play, that would make it a real clash at the top.
Mm-hmm. Who are you tipping?
I'm going to tip Storm.
All right.
Flying.
Saturday night footy. All right, who's your tip? Eels, Roosters?
Chooks flying.
Chooks. That'd be disappointing. Para last week in South.
And then Sunday afternoon, Tigers and Cowboys at Leichhardt.
Tigers morals. Cowboys beat the Knights by 30-odd, and they were poor, the Cowboys. So I think the Tigers won 2 in a row.
They were good, yeah. 2 in a row.
I think they'll have a big win.
All right. Well, they're still believing as well. Tigers, they're still mathematical.
They can do math. Did they do math?
They're a mathematical chance, Freddie.
Are they? They have to win by 100 then.
When you start saying mathematical
that's
chance,
when
you
that's when you're done. All right, stick around. We'll be back to wrap things up on the other side of this.
Mathematical.
So I was wondering, the person who invented the clock.
Yeah, which one, the digital or the hand?
The first clock ever.
Okay.
How did that person know what time it was?
You know, there is that sundial they might have used.
Is that accurate, though?
Oh, I guess it's as accurate as it can be.
The chats you have sometimes in commentary.
You know when you're talking about eating chocolate, there's those certain chocolates wrapped around with fungi. Mushrooms, I think he's eating that chocolate mushies.
There used to be someone that used to make a sundial down at Monavale Beach all the time with the rocks.
Why would he talk about that in commentary? It must have been a shit game.
Yeah.
Far
But don't you reckon sometimes when you get to that point, especially in TV, you're often told just to keep on filling, and you've got so many amounts of minutes to talk about.
So we did one the other day I had to do 100% footy because I'm working really hard. They landed on the moon. Why haven't they been back?
Because it didn't happen.
I don't think so.
I seen him with Buzz Aldrin. They put a Bible in front of him and said, swear on it, and he took off. Because the flag was, there's no gravity up there.
So we think it didn't happen.
There's the Red Hot Chili
Why wouldn't
Peppers.
they go back?
Red Hot Chili Peppers song, Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
Oh.
So the Chili Peppers know.
All right, conspiracy theories here on Freddy The Eighth. Thanks for joining us for another episode. Enjoy the footy over the weekend and we'll catch you again next week.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.